Hello friends, it's me again, Joseph, your host, and welcome back to our channel and the Catechism for Kids. It's almost Christmas, and you know what that means? Beautiful Christmas carols everywhere. One of the most famous and powerful carols you'll hear is O Holy Night. But did you know this beautiful song has a super interesting and even a little bit controversial history? And guess what? It all started in a Catholic church. Let's dive into the amazing story of O Holy Night. Our story begins way back in 1847 in a small town in France called Roquemort. The local parish priest was so excited because his church had just gotten a brand new, beautiful organ. To celebrate, he wanted a special new song for the Christmas Eve midnight mass. So, he asked a man from his town, a poet named Placide Cappeau, to write the words. Cappeau wasn't a priest or anything. He was actually a wine merchant, but he was known for his beautiful poetry. As Cappeau traveled on a coach to Paris, he thought about the birth of Jesus. And the words for a poem called Minuit, chrétiens, which means midnight, Christians, came to him. It was a beautiful poem about that holy night in Bethlehem. Now, a poem needs music to become a song, right? So, when Cappeau got to Paris, he showed his poem to his friend Adolphe Adam. Adam was a very famous composer, known for writing music for ballets and operas. There was just one interesting detail. Adolphe Adam was Jewish, not Catholic. But he was so moved by Cappeau's beautiful words that he composed a soaring, dramatic melody to go with them. The music he wrote is what makes the song so powerful and gives you goosebumps when you hear that high note. The brand new song, now called Cantique de Noël, or Christmas Carol, was performed for the very first time at that midnight mass in Roquemort. An opera singer sang it, and everyone who heard it absolutely loved it. It was an instant hit. The song quickly spread all across France. People were singing it everywhere. But then, a little bit of trouble started. Some leaders in the French Catholic Church found out more about the two men who created the song. They learned that the lyricist Placide Cappeau had later become a socialist and left the church. And they learned that the composer Adolphe Adam was not Catholic. They also took a closer look at the original French lyrics. One line said that Jesus came to cease the wrath of his Father. The church leaders felt dismayed. God the Father sounded angry and vengeful, which wasn't the message they wanted to promote. Because of all these things, the poet's politics, the composer's faith, and that one line of lyrics, the church leaders in France officially banned the song from being sung in Mass. Can you believe it? For several decades, this beautiful song wasn't allowed in church services. But here's the cool part. The people didn't stop singing it. They loved it so much that they continued to sing Cantique de Noël in their homes, keeping its spirit alive. Legend has it that on Christmas Eve, 1871, in the midst of fierce fighting between the armies of Germany and France, during the Franco-Prussian War, a French soldier suddenly jumped out of his muddy trench. Both sides stared at the seemingly crazed man who lifted his eyes to the heavens and began singing Cantique de Noël. Then a German soldier stepped into the open and answered the Frenchman's song with Martin Luther's From Heaven Above to Earth I Come. The story goes that the fighting stopped for the next 24 hours, while the men on both sides observed a temporary peace in honor of Christmas Day. Perhaps this story had a part in the French church once again embracing Cantique de Noël in holiday services. The story doesn't end there. The song was about to get a new life in a new country. In 1855, an American man named John Sullivan Dwight discovered the French carol. Dwight was a minister and a passionate abolitionist, which means he was strongly against slavery. He decided to translate the song into English, and he called it O Holy Night. When Dwight translated the lyrics, he was especially inspired by the third verse. In his English version it says, "Truly he taught us to love one another. His law is love, and his gospel is peace. Chains shall he break, for the slave is our brother, and in his name all oppression shall cease." Wow. What powerful words. This message about breaking chains and ending oppression was incredibly meaningful in America, especially in the North, during the time of the Civil War. O Holy Night became an anthem for freedom and hope. It showed how the message of Jesus' birth is a message of liberation for everyone. And here's a fun fact for you. Legend says that on Christmas Eve in 1906, O Holy Night became the very first song ever played over the radio. Reginald Fessendana. 33-year-old university professor and former chief chemist for Thomas Edison, did something long thought impossible. Using a new type of generator, Fessenden spoke into a microphone, and for the first time in history, a man's voice was broadcast over the airwaves. And it came to pass in those days that there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed. He began in a clear, strong voice, hoping he was reaching across the distances he supposed he would. Shocked radio operators on ships and astonished wireless owners at newspapers were amazed as their normal. Coded impulses heard over tiny speakers were interrupted by a professor reading the Christmas story. To those who caught this broadcast, it must have seemed like a miracle to hear a voice somehow transmitted to those far away. Perhaps they may have thought they were hearing the voice of an angel. Fessenden was probably unaware of the sensation he was causing on ships and in offices. He couldn't have known that men and women were rushing to their wireless units to catch this Christmas Eve miracle. After finishing his recitation of the birth of Christ, Fessenden picked up his violin and played "O Holy Night," the first song ever sent through the air via radio waves. The sailors were probably so surprised and moved to hear that beautiful music coming through their radios on Christmas Eve. So, what started as a poem for a small French church, written by a wine merchant and set to music by a Jewish composer, got banned by church officials, but was saved by the people who loved it. Then, it traveled across the ocean, got new English words, and became a powerful anthem for freedom, before becoming one of the most beloved Christmas carols in the entire world. Today, O Holy Night is sung in churches of all kinds, including Catholic churches all around the globe. Its journey shows us something really important. It teaches us that truth and beauty can come from unexpected places. The men who created it weren't perfect, but God used their talents to create something that would touch millions of hearts for generations. The song reminds us of the true meaning of Christmas, the night our Savior was born, bringing hope, love, and the promise of freedom for all people. It's a testament to the fact that a beautiful message of faith can overcome controversy and shine brightly for all to see. So next time you hear "O Holy Night," listen closely to the words. Think about its incredible journey from a small French town, through controversy and across the ocean, to become the cherished carol we know and love today. It's a beautiful reminder of that holy night when Jesus came into the world. The Lord can truly work in amazing ways to see His word proclaimed. Thanks for joining me to learn the amazing story behind this carol. Hope it makes your Christmas season even more special. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fun stories about our faith. Take care, everyone. Stay safe and healthy as usual. Merry Christmas, friends, and I'll see you again in the next video. God bless you always.